Gulls getting set here to take on the Bakersfield Condors for the third time this season. Closing in on face-off coming up shortly. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Bata Fulkerson Law Group. And some changes to this Gulls lineup, notably between the pipes and in the crease. Well, earlier today, the San Diego Gulls saw Calle Klang recalled by the Anaheim Ducks. He backed up Lukasz Dostal earlier this afternoon against the Philadelphia Flyers up at Honda Center. The Gulls had to make some adjustments because Oscar Dansk is out sick. That is why we did not see Oscar Dansk finish the game last night. So, two new goaltenders that we will talk about and get him to start is Vyacheslav Buteyets. We saw him in this building during the preseason game against the Ontario Reign. Buteyets has been with the Tulsa Oilers in the ECHL all season long, 8-6-1, 2 shutouts, a 3.02 goals against average, and an .895 save percentage for the 6th round pick of the Ducks in 2022. Backing him up will be San Diego Gulls goaltending coach Jeff Glass. He signed a professional tryout just a little bit ago, earlier this afternoon, so he will back up tonight, but Buteyets has the net. Up front, Sasha Pastujov, Jan Mysak, Sam Colangelo will start with Dylan Hetherington and Andrew Lucas on the back end. Colin Delia will start for the Bakersfield Condors. Let's talk about the Rockin' Baja First Goal Fiesta. For the Gulls score first, head over to Rockin' Baja Lobster the next day and score 2 free street tacos with the purchase of any beverage. Offer is valid for 48 hours and easy to redeem. Just bring your phone to any location and show the link at sandiegogulls.com/firstgoalfiesta. Face-off comes our way next. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. It's a fine night for hockey, San Diego. Hello and welcome inside Pechanga Arena, where tonight the American Hockey League presents the San Diego Gulls hosting the Bakersfield Condors. Hello again, everybody. My name is Aaron Cooney, joined by BJ McPherson on the broadcast as the Gulls look to continue this 5-game home point streak that they're on right now. BJ got it done last night in a bit of a wacky one, heading into a shootout. But the Gulls here, they have found a way to be the hard-to-play-against team on home ice.
Yeah, home cooking's where it's at for the Gulls, and it's never a bad thing to be that home team. You got to take care of it every night, though, when you're at home. On the road, you got to get one here or there, but at home, you got to do it every night. Up against Bakersfield, this is just like Ontario, another rivalry.
A first American Hockey League start for Vyacheslav Buteyets, 6th-round pick of the Anaheim Ducks in 2022. With all the changes to the Gulls' goaltending core, as Oscar Dansk is out sick, Calle Klang recalled by the Anaheim Ducks, Buteyets is up from Tulsa and making his first American Hockey League start tonight. Gulls into their own end here, defending at the moment as Hetherington plays it up the near side wall. Is chipped by Mishak, but he can't turn this one out to the neutral zone. Battle along the near side boards continues. Squirts loose into the circles here as the Condors back in one towards the net. First stop for Buteyets, and it's deflected over to the far side wall after the initial save. And the left wing side kept in by Carl Berglund. The Gulls will leave it behind the net. Changes are on for both groups. 40 seconds off the clock here, first period. As the Gulls slide along right wing side for Ryan Carpenter. A 2-goal night last night, snapping a 13-game goalless drought for the Gulls captain. On the way to a 4-3 shootout victory, but it's turned back into Gulls ice. Now near side corner, Carpenter up the boards on the left wing. Unable to clear, tries to throw it backwards for Roman Canal, and it's Carpenter now on the march as he'll head out to center ice, play it off a stick and track this one down and chip it left wing side. Cedoroff is open with a man in front, fires the puck. It'll sail wide and settled out of the right circle. Now to McEwen, lets a one-time drive go. That's blocked, and off of Jacob Perreault, the former San Diego Gull and Anaheim Duck prospect. He makes his way off to the bench after the block. McEwen holds now at his right wing circle. He'll spin away from the forechecker that coming in was Matthew Savoy. Tyson Hines now, he'll spin away from some traffic, snap it ahead left wing side. The Gulls unable to get a stick on this, resulting in an icing call, and back to Gulls ice will go.
Bakersfield playing 5-on-5 hockey. The Gulls got 2 defensemen back in their own zone. The forwards are a little bit too far down the ice. You make that long lead pass, you want to have a player in the open space. The Gulls forwards are standing with Bakersfield defensemen. Early start to the game, Bakersfield made it tough for the Gulls to get out of their own zone. The Gulls countered, getting a good opportunity with the captain Carpenter last night, getting on the score sheets. Nice to see.
Bakersfield wins the draw to Carrick right side. Hands this one over Kajula. Snapped left point now, holding Cam Deneen, who took a little while to get him going, but scored his first goal of the season here in this building not too long ago. Now stash it back into the near side corner of the Gull zone. Condors continue to cycle along. 2 minutes off the clock here in this first period, no score. Played into the circle, Kajula. Now it's back down low. Returned in front and denied as Savoy. A good save for Buteyets. Out to the point. Letting one loose off his stick. It'll sail to the end glass. Corralled on the far side corner as the Condors continue to work in the Gull zone. They'll drop it near side. Gaucher first to it. He's bumped to the glass. Shovels it up the wall, but not out. Kept in by Deneen as they throw it towards the net. Lots of sticks in front trying to redirect that one. Couldn't do so. And it's kept by the Condors inside Gulls ice. Fresh bodies coming on in. Stick handle round one, right wing side. Throw it across the ice for Carrick, who bangs it home on the back door. Connor Carrick getting loose. He leads this group in defenseman points. Give him his 4th of the year, and it's 1-0 Condors.
Aaron's holding back there a little bit. I got to tell you got 5 Gulls on the ice that look to be standing around, staring at each other. Bakersfield's able to make a 3-player change on the play. 2 Bakersfield players by themselves keep the puck in San Diego zone. 3 players come on the ice, and they still take it to the Gulls. Still early in this hockey game, but the Gulls need to answer the bell.
How the starts, it's been tough. I mean, look back at last night. It was Ontario scoring on their first shot of the game, 21 seconds in for a 1-0 lead. But the Gulls have found a way to continue to play catch-up, but tough when you got a first-year goaltender making his first AHL start The Gulls got hemmed in, and they paid for it. 1-0 Condors, and they're looking for more on the right wing side. Swing one towards the front as Cameron Wright unable to get that one on goal. Golson Petrie will work out ahead. He's stripped of the puck, and it'll trickle all the way back to the Gulls' far side corner. Delivered on to the tape of Lucas, and the Gulls snap it ahead, redirected by Colangelo. This will slide towards goaltender Delia. He has his first action as he slaps it ahead all the way to Gulls ice for DeYoung. Leaves it down low. Going to work is Berglund. 2 Gulls after him, but it's played to Corcoran at the point. Right side, and then returned for a one-time attempt by Corcoran. Didn't get all of that one fanned on it. Trickles behind the net after a play off a stick. Mishak chasing after this one, bounces it towards the front of his net, corralled by the Gulls' Tyson Hines, before he's stripped of the puck, and the follow-up from Dionisio. The Gulls still can't get it in deep from center ed, and it's going to drift back into San Diego territory. Hines will head back behind his net. And he'll survey the scene here as the Gulls make a few changes, the forwards, and continue to watch and set up their breakout. It's Tyson Hines launching this one out to neutral ice, intercepted by Carrick, the goal scorer. And he'll send this one backwards, and as the Condors now retreat, they'll look to break out from their end. Delivered into the Gulls zone once more from the far corner. Punched ahead by the Gulls. Hines goes off a skate of Regenda and found by the Condors once again. They delivered out to the left point. Then on for Seth Griffith. Goes into the circles here. Turn one in front. Loose in front. A backhand attempt. Couldn't get it on net with Philp. He'll go to the point. Deneen shot. Blockered aside by Bouteillez. Connor Carrick follows up. The defenseman into the corner. Feeds it out to the right circle looking for Griffith. Poked away from him by Pavel Regenda. And it's out to center ice as the Condors will reset. This is a Condors team that is coming off of a win streak. The 4-game winning streak for the Condors, just going into the Christmas break, and dropped their first game coming out of the break to Coachella Valley last night. And a penalty on the way. The Gulls are going to head to the power play here for the first time as it's stolen away by Kajula. He'll stash it into the net. The Gulls don't like that as the power play on the way for San Diego. And now we got some rough stuff afterward. Kenneth Liepert mixed up with Pavel Regenda, and the referee says, I'm not having any of this. You're both going to sit, and the Gulls will lose Regenda on this power play.
Yeah, it looked like the only kind of life the Gulls have had in this first 5 minutes and 20 seconds of the hockey game. But after a little bit of the pushing and shoving, you don't want to see Pavel Regenda arguing with the referee. You want to see him continuing with the pushing and shoving, or go to the bench or go to the box. There's no reason to argue with the referees whatsoever.
Now it starts with Kajula putting the puck into the empty net after it was vacated by Bouteillez because of the delayed penalty.
Yeah, it's one of those no-no plays. You know, there's an offsetting penalty coming, and the delayed call happens, and the Bakersfield player takes the puck and shoots it in the net. So you get a cross-check for that, and the Gulls continue with it. It's what the Gulls needed to do. They need to show some life tonight. Right now, they get the power play going. You got to have 5 guys working harder than the 4.
JMG power play will take the ice for the first time tonight. Went 1 for 8 last night against Ontario. So trying to get some consistency from the special teams units here. As a shot from the right circle, shouldered aside by Delia. Carpenter looking for power play goals in back-to-back games. Looking for Colangelo on the near side corner. This will be poked off a stick and out of play. We had 4 delayed game calls last night, all belonging to the Ontario Reign. 2 of them to Arthur Kaliev. But that one goes off a couple of sticks. No penalty because of that.
Well, that was only 15 seconds of a power play, but the Gulls won the face-off and did a great job going from high to low and getting that puck to Carpenter, who got a good shot on the way.
Carpenter's able to end the 5-game power play goal drought for San Diego last night. Colangelo, he'll shoot one that's off a leg of Mijanovic in front. He'll go to Mijanovic down low. To the right circle along the half wall now. It's Sasha Pastujov. Turns it out to the point for McEwen. Back to Pastujov, 1 touch, looking for Carpenter, couldn't turn on net. It's on for Pastujov, who finds McEwen. On for Colangelo, 1-timer, stick save made by Delia. Colangelo to retrieve this puck from the near side corner boards, but as the Gulls moved it to the middle of the ice, it's taken away and the Condors clear.
Good start for the Gulls on the power play. Getting their second unit now ready to go.
Here's McEwen. They'll move it to Pastujov and cruising through center ice. Colangelo, Pastujov now left side. He'll stash it around the left wing boards all the way to the far wall. Carrick's going to push it behind the net. It'll be held by McEwen at the left point. Turn to the corner. Parts of the second unit coming on for San Diego. Here's Pastajoff, finds McEwen, snaps into the net. Off the goaltender, loose in front. Mishak Lapina dig away. And it's sent to the far side corner. And he grabbed by Adder, turns it behind the net. They blast it around the wall. It's been kept in by Colangelo. Now with 35 seconds on the man advantage. Pastajoff down the left wall, drops it off for Colangelo. Has McEwen, he'll shoot the puck. It's off a stick as it's blocked by Noah Philp. Gulls try to work it to the front. Mishak, stick lifted. Lapina can't get it on goal. Tight quarters in front, so the Gulls go to the point. Colangelo waits, walks to the slot. Shot was blocked, got it right back, puts it in front. Lapina poked away at the last second. Great work by the Condors, penalty kill. 10 seconds left on this power play, and it's the Condors sending it. They'll roll it down the ice. And that'll about do it on this game's first power play chance.
Good job by the Gulls on the power play. Pretty much did everything but get the puck in the net.
Here's Nathan Gaucher. Back into the zone, right wing side. Played it off a skate. Dionisio comes to help out. The defenseman puts it into the circles. And the Gulls hold in. Nesterenko, wrister. Never made it on goal. As Denis looks to clear, Gaucher all over him. Nathan Gaucher digging away, and it's onto his tape. He had 2 posts last night in that game. One of them while shorthanded. Delivers this one out to the point, and Dionisio sees it trickle off a skate, out of play. And we'll step away for a break with 12:16 to go in the first. 1-0 Condors. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. Gulls hockey is presented by California Coast Credit Union. Born in San Diego and member owned since 1929, CalCoast puts people first. As a CalCoast member, you can take advantage of exclusive discounts and access to 30,000 free ATMs nationwide. Join California Coast Credit Union today. 1-0 Condors here in the first period. Plenty of hockey to play as the Gulls find themselves looking to come back yet again here in this building. They did so 3 separate times last night. 3 one-goal leads for the Ontario Reign. The Gulls had an answer every single time. 2 shots on goal to San Diego to 4 for Bakersfield.
It's 5-on-5 hockey right now. The Gulls got to match the same kind of speed as Bakersfield in the push they have right now.
Draw will be to the left of the Condors goaltender Colin Delia. He has allowed 3 or more goals in 6 of his last 8 starts. He's 2-5-1 over that time. As it's forced out to neutral ice by the Condors, the Gulls sweep it back into the offensive zone until it's returned to center, and then as we played in on an offside whistle. 12:05 remains first period. Bakersfield with a 9-4-2-1 record. When they scored the game's first goal, they entered into this contest with the 6th most in the American Hockey League with 16 of them. And now a 17th here as they lead 1-0 in the first on Connor Carrick's 4th of the year. Bouncing puck into the Gulls zone, settled by Hetherington, who finds Lucas and looked out to the right wing side, and the Gulls could not cleanly accept that pass as it's fired back to Gulls ice. Kajula takes this one away from Lucas. Lucas able to pin him along the boards. Peterson comes in to help out. Wheels over far side. He stripped the puck nicely of Nesterenko, but it's taken right back. Savoy loses it till he catches it, and we're going to have a penalty against San Diego. An interference call will be whistled, and it's Dylan Hetherington who drew the eyes of the official.
Yeah, Hetherington was able to grab the stick of the Bakersfield player, and the problem was when he grabbed it, he held it a little bit too long, and you can hear the whole crowd go, ooh, because the puck went straight up in the air, and it was a stick lift that actually did it. It wasn't even his hand, it was a stick lift, showing you how strong Hetherington is.
So now first time on the power play tonight for Bakersfield. It'll be dropped to the left of Vyacheslav Buteyets. 8-6-1 with Tulsa in the ECHL this year. 2 shutouts and 3.02 goals against average and an .895 save percentage. Now in his first American Hockey League start. Gulls will send this one out to center ice. A flip play onto the tape of Ryan Carpenter. Holds left wing side, shoots the puck towards the net. Regenda cruising there with the screen and deflection attempt. That's kept out by Delia.
The captain Carpenter, he got the timing down with Regenda going to that net, put the shot hard.
5 shorthanded goals on home ice for the Gulls. That leads the AHL. They could have had 3 or 4 last night the way they were going, but here's Carrick into the offensive zone. His shot from the circle is patted aside by Buteyets. Now it's Cameron Wright working along the right wing circle. Gives to the point for Carrick. They'll set up a one-time drive, and they fan on that one as Jacob Perreault, the former Gull, couldn't get it on net, and San Diego will clear.
One thing about this Bakersfield power play, not one of the better ones in the American League. 13% on the air, which is 27th in the league.
They have yet to score a power play goal on home ice.
Ooh.
0 for 27. We're past Christmas. Just a wild thing to take a look at when you go up and down those stats. But here they are moving to center ice and trying to find something here. They'll work into the Gulls end right wing side. Stash it behind the net. Over on the far board, Savoy delivers to the point. And out Seth Griffith. Back across, shooting the puck. Savoy stopped by Buteyets. And it's slowed by Kajula. They'll reset. Griffith back across. They'll hold, deliver to the point. Deneen, one-time drive, hit a leg in front. Back onto Savoy. Set it up at the point. Savoy again. Saucered along for Deneen. Settles it. Dishes right. Griffith waits. Puts it towards the front. Knocked out of midair by the Gulls, but they can't clear. 19 seconds on the power play. Griffith feeds it across. Good stick from Roman Canal in the box. Deflects it out of play for the whistle.
Great play by Roman Canal, having sticks in the passing lane. Aaron and I can see it from up here. He's playing the man in front of the net. He's still able to get a stick down in the passing lane. Huge play because that puck's coming across. Crisp on the play, and it would have been a one-timer at the netminder.
Gulls penalty kill has killed 33 of their last 39 that they've faced. That's good for 84.6%. Now 5 percentage points higher than their season average. As the PK begins to click. Still a few seconds left on the power play as Deneen floats one to the net. And that's gobbled up by Buteyets after that face-off win. Still 10 seconds on the power play.
The young netminder looks good and calm in the net. He's playing the puck very well out in the top of the crease. He's had a lot of tough shots come from side to side. Still a lot of time in this hockey game.
On the draw, Grube turns it to the near wall. Condors dig away after this. Down goes one of the Condors in that fight. And it's McEwen can dash between his net, or behind his net, excuse me, and it's on out to center ice on the clear. Hetherington released as it's floated back to the goal zone by Petrov. Grube back in, down low. Wright takes over out of the corner. Looks up top, bounces one through the slot. It'll come into the near corner as they try to turn it in front. Grube's pass is denied. Gulls with 3 defensemen out there right now. And run over on the play is Mishak. He lost his stick at the circle too, and he'll go after the Condor, Cameron Wright, who laid him out. The Gulls can finally wedge this puck out to center ice. They'll begin changes and get the 3 defensemen they had on the ice off. Right back in right wing side, it's Berglund. Carries behind the Gulls net. Pass was denied by Petrie. He finds the puck in the corner, and he's thrown down to the ice as the Gulls deliver a check. That's Dionisio. But it's still with the biscuit. It's the Condors. Berglund. Petrie lost his stick. Kenneth Liepert right back for Berglund. Sends it to the goal. Off his stick. I don't think I made it on net. As the Gulls force it behind to the far side corner. Petrie returns, gets his stick. Kenneth Liepert at the point. On right side for Philip Kemp. He pushes this one to DeYoung in the corner. And they'll continue this cycle along the near side wall for the Gulls can finally take it. Pastajoff is stripped of the puck, and it stays in deep here in Gulls ice. Hetherington to Pastajoff. Bounces this along to the circles. Petrie after it's going to be kept in now with Griffith. The Gulls force him to the blue line, and that'll get out now with Colangelo, where it's poked back into the Gulls zone. Hetherington slows this one down. He's going to make his way off until it's a gas group. They've been in their own end, and it's brought in offside by Perreault after the Gulls coughed it up at their line, but they'll take that whistle, and we'll take a timeout. 1-0 Bakersfield. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. all college students. Enjoy the time off before heading back to campus this holiday season and head to Pechanga Arena for Gulls College Nights every weekday home game. College students can purchase a terrace level ticket for only $15 with a valid school ID at the Pechanga Arena box office. To learn more, visit sandiegogulls.com/college.
Well, the push from the Gulls have to come. 5-on-5 hockey. 8:07 to go here in this first period. The Gulls have gotten 2 shots on the power play. They've gotten 1 5-on-5. The majority of the games have been played in the Gulls zone, and it's really defensive hockey they've been playing.
I talked a little about last night's game. Took the Gulls a few minutes to find some pace. They gave up the first goal 21 seconds in. We had a lot of icing calls to begin. Kind of what you, I guess, expect. The two teams shaking off the rust after the holiday break, but it's the Condors who came out tonight ready to go from the start of this one. Gulls playing catch-up for the moment. Down 1-0. They work into the offensive zone left side. Roman Canal trying to feed it towards the front of the net. Didn't get there. It's taken away by Philp. Right side, Griffith plays it right back to Philp. And again, bouncing puck towards the front. Thrown into the goal mouth, and the Gulls will whack it ahead. Canal and Regenda were in the crease to make sure that one didn't cross the goal line. But a couple passes real easy to get in front. And another penalty coming. I believe Regenda's going to go for a cross-checking call. Gave a couple to Philp as Carrick takes it back towards his own end. The goaltender comes off. Extra man on for Bakersfield. They're going to head to the power play. This is a team that came in with the least power play opportunities in the American Hockey League this season. And now coming offside will draw the whistle, and they'll head to their second chance tonight.
Regenda's going to get a cross-checking penalty in the neutral zone, and it wasn't one, it was his second one. He gave the first one, and it was kind of one of those ones where the ref's not going to call it. I'm going to give a second one away. Not a smart play by Pavel Regenda. This is one of the leaders on the team. Really not a veteran yet, but he is a leader on this Gulls team, and right now that's not a good penalty to take.
BJ, is that just adjusting to a different ref officiating crew, just kind of feeling out what this is going to be? Or
I just think that's maybe Pavel out there trying to get his team fired up, trying to get something cooking right now, because the Gulls right now, as you and I are seeing it, they're playing defensive hockey, need to get a little push going.
And they're going to be shorthanded here for the second time, and it's the Condors controlling. Trying to get a one-timer aside. It's blocked, but they'll keep it alive as Peterson works down the right wall. Tied up on the near side boards as Judd Caulfield can dig that one out, put it behind the net, but look at the play of Savoy to take the puck away and get it out to the point. Savoy puts this down low, return to the point for Deneen. Doesn't shoot, gives to Griffith, feeds it across, looking for the one-timer, and Peterson fanned on it. Another solid pass from Seth Griffith through the Gulls box on this PK. Gajula behind the net, Savoy. Now on the left wing side. Carries the face-off dot, walks the slot, gives across, one-timer. Peterson scores as he can slide it underneath Budayets, and the power play cashes in for a 2-0 lead.
I was getting ready to say the Gulls have been lucky tonight because Bakersfield's had trouble on the one-time shot. They've been fanning on him, but tonight so far, you give them so many chances, they're going to put them in the net. Gulls are just giving way too many passes through the box, killing penalties. 5-on-5, it's not going well, and they got to stay out of the box. Right now, with 6:36 to go in this game, the Gulls need a little bit of a shock to the lineup. They got to get something going here.
2-0 Condors. Oh, we've seen the Gulls come back in both of their wins against the Condors. One of them in this building where they went down early on and returned. So they're averaging 5 goals per game in 3 matchups against this club. They forced a shootout in an 8-7 decision that the Condors took a month ago. As Dionisio holds behind his net, the Gulls, it's off the far side, and they'll lose the puck in the zone. As Stefan moves it down low, the Gulls will grab it there. But it's brought ahead by Tyson Hines. Now the Gulls collect the puck, they'll get out the center, and they'll drop it in, where it's scooped up by Delia. He was going to get the whistle, but he decides to play it because nobody was coming into the zone. The Gulls were beginning a change. It's lifted down the other way, and maybe an opportunity here. Left wing side, Grube stops, has the puck, feeds it towards the front. The Gulls can get in front and take it away. And off goes Andrew Lucas. 1-on-4 into the offensive zone. The defenseman carries down to the left wing corner. Stripped to the puck. Here come the reinforcements. And it's Ryan Carpenter brushing into the near side boards before Petrov, unable to clear, swung towards the goaltender Delia from Regenda as it's sent aside and stays inside Bakersfield ice. They'll play it to the circle. Gulls in control. Snap it towards the net. blocked in front. Stepping in front of that one, Connor Corcoran. Here's Regenda taking over in the high slot, shoots the puck. In front's Carpenter, and Delia comes up with the stop. Lucas gives this one back to Cedoroff. He'll take it at the right point. Now feeds it towards the front. That was deflected. It comes to Lucas on the left wall. He'll carry to the corner here. The Gulls go behind the net. Cedoroff under 5 to play in the first. Regenda at the point. Back for Roman Canal. One-time shot. Getting off the cuff of the glove of Delia. It's out to center on a chip play by Grew. Gulls reset from their own strike. They try the left side. Cedoroff pushes it down the left wing wall. And that's taken over by Connor Carrick, who opened the scoring here tonight and nearly turned into a 2-on-1 for the Condors. As they'll wedge this one ahead, and a penalty coming up against San Diego. We're going to have 2 penalties because I think Cedoroff took a hooking call, and then that puck ends up out of play. And now everybody's going to jump into the fray. The Gulls' door is open. I do believe Cedoroff took the first one. A hooking call is what it looked like from up here, but then the puck was thrown out of play by Jacob Perreault.
I think you're right on the call. Definitely right on the Cedoroff play with the early hook. I think Bakersfield got that puck up and over the glass, so it should be offsetting Miners, hopefully.
We'll tell you when we come back. 2-0 Bakersfield. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. Gulls Hockey is presented by California Coast Credit Union. Born in San Diego and member-owned since 1929, Cal Coast puts people first. As a Cal Coast member, you can take advantage of exclusive discounts and access to 30,000 free ATMs nationwide. Join California Coast Credit Union today.
Well, 4-on-4 hockey, the ice is going to open up. And this is where you want to see the Gulls put 4 skaters out in the ice. Not having the young defenseman Leno out there is opening up the ice for somebody else on the defensive side. The Gulls need to take this open ice and get their 4 skaters open. Get their skates rolling here in this first period. Last shift was probably one of the better shifts before the penalty.
Bakersfield did come into this one with a +9 goal differential in the first period. 9th most goals scored in the first with 26 of them. And added a pair here for the 2-0 lead. And as BJ mentioned, yes, it is 4-on-4 hockey. The initial hooking call to Cedoroff and the delay of game call to Bakersfield. So lots of open ice. As BJ noted, it's the Condors sending it out to center ice. They'll poke it around Lucas. It's Phil picking it up on the left wing circle. Finds Carrick right circle. He shoots the puck, and getting a stick on it is Lucas, who came across in defense. Inside Gulls territory. Andrew Lucas plays it along for Jan Mysak. Mysak, who came across in a 1-for-1 trade with the Montreal Canadiens that involved Jacob Perreault from the Anaheim Ducks. And it was the Anaheim Ducks holding on here with Jan Mysak out on the left wing side. It's Nestorenko through center ice. Perreault finds himself now with this Bakersfield club in a trade that sent Noel Hoffenmeyer the other way a little bit ago. Sent down to Gulls ice. A penalty coming up. Another one. This will be to Bakersfield. So the Gulls are going to have a 4-on-3 power play, and they're just going to give the puck up and allow the touch.
Smart play by Sasa Pashizov, giving up that puck. To hold that puck and have the 4-on-4 go out and make it a 5-on-4 isn't as good as a 4-on-3. Pashizov, a smarter player, shows it right there.
It's Ronnie Addard who took the call. So a 4-on-3 power play for 1 minute and 5 seconds, and that'll then turn into a 5-on-4 call once Cedoroff and Perreault are released from the penalty box. draws to the left of Delia. Carpenter able to brush this one to the point from his wallet. They'll set it up at the left circle now with Colangelo. McEwen, center point. Passage off, one-timer blocked. And it trickled to Carpenter, but he couldn't turn it on net. Passage off will dig it out of the far corner and flip it along to the point. Now for Colangelo, cross ice. Holds left wing circle. Down low, floated across. One-timer, Pastashov puts it back to the goal mouth wide. Near corner, Colangelo will dig this one out to the circles now. McEwen almost lost the handle. The Gulls now return it into the middle of the ice where it's intercepted and then skipped down by Kemp.
The Gulls had that Christmas tree going with Pastashov and Colangelo ready with the one-timers.
It's Pastashov ahead to center ice. He'll steer it down low, skips around the stick of Delia, who went out to play it behind the net as Connor Corcoran ties it up on the far boards. 3 Gulls come across. 3-on-3 now, still going along the wall as San Diego tried to play it to the point. That's taken away. And Lane Peterson comes in one-on-one left wing side, slows down, feeds it across, looking for Carrick jumping in 4-on-3. And now it's a 5-on-4 power play, and the Gulls march ahead to center ice. Sidorov will jump in with Colangelo leading the rush. Colangelo stripped of the puck and sent to the end wall on the Bakersfield side of things as the Condors lug this ahead to center now. Right side, cruising in as Kemp shoots the puck. It's off a stick as Philp on the far side boards. James this one along, just killing clock. Half a minute left in the JMG power play. Brodwin Dionisio on the left wing side. Skates this one out ahead, finds Sidorov at neutral ice. On to Nesterenko, drop past Sidorov into zone, into the slot, shoots this one, blocked, and it's sent to the corner as Nesterenko fighting away for it. Flip to the left point, Dionisio. Head fakes, rolls left, slides it across the zone. This will be poked ahead, and there goes Savoy. Nesterenko trying to get back. Savoy coming in short-handed, shoots the puck high and over the glove hand side of Buteyets as the Gulls dodge a bullet. Now it's 5-on-5. Power play is over. Here's Dionisio. Out ahead through center ice, cuts into the offensive zone. Weaves coming towards me, feeds this one in front, backdoor try for Mishak. Couldn't steer it on net. As we continue at even strength with 1 minute and 7 seconds to play, 2-0 Condors. And rip it down the ice. This will go for an icing call against Bakersfield. And back to their zone will go.
Gulls get a little lucky there on that icing call. Hetherington was stepping up into the play. One linesman wanted to call it, the other one said no, but they went and agreed the opposite way, and it's an icing call. Dionisio making a backhand pass kind of the wrong way. When I say the wrong way, you can't have it going the wrong way where if it misses a player, it goes down to your ice. You want a one-timer. If it misses a player, you got to have it going the opposite way down the ice.
From the face-off dot, Gulls put one towards the net. It's off a stick as Regenda's shot unable to get on net. Cleared to center ice by the Condors. Regenda will march this one ahead to center ice. Finds Colson Petrie left wing side. Ducks a check. Petrie left circle. Throws it back out in front. It'll come to the right point. Lucas with 42 on the clock. Pushes this one down low. Gaucher tried to chip in chase, but Kanik Liepert denied that play. It's forced over left wing side, Petrov, and then ahead to be played out of the zone by Cameron Wright. Lucas corrals with half a minute to go. Brings it back for Hetherington. Now Regenda holding from the left wall. He'll float it into the far side corner. Gulls make changes with 20 seconds to go. The Condors with a 2-0 lead. They'll stretch things out for Berglund as he tucks it in along the near wall. Dionisio stripped to the puck. DeYoung, backhander, stopped by Buteyets. And a huge save there for Buteyets to keep the Condors from raising the lead to 3-0.
Well, the young netminder went and saved the young defenseman, Dionisio. Just a lackadaisical play. Coming back into your own zone, picking up a puck, you've got to have a heartbeat. Dionisio gets the puck taken away from him with less than 10 seconds to go in this first period. And when the play is over, you don't cross-check a player from behind. You get in front of your goalie. It's like protecting your goalie. On the wrong side of the cross-check, on the wrong side of the play. Dionisio needs to step up at the play.
And he continues the jaw back and forth with Berglund. Dionisio will come on the exchange as the Gulls make a whole swap. 9.9 on the clock. 2-0 Condors with the lead. Ryan Carpenter will step in for San Diego. It's Lane Peterson. Defensive zone draw, left side, Buteyets. Condors win this one back. Savoy, shot was blocked, got it back in the slot, rolling towards the front, 5 seconds to go. Condors from the left wing side, 2 seconds now, put it in front, and the Gulls will intercept and finish the period. Now is eventful, a lot of penalties, but it's the Condors taking a 2-0 lead. And BJ, they were clearly the team ready to go at 6 p.m.
Yeah, you said it, at 6 p.m. and they played 20 minutes because they played right down to the last couple seconds of this first period. The Gulls in the last 15 seconds, even at that face-off, they kind of just thought the face-off was going to be had. Hey, no big deal. I'll tell you what, I kind of eye the coaching staff walking off the ice, and I'll tell you, the Gulls coaching staff is firing off the ice right now. I wouldn't want to be in the locker room.
The Gulls have 18 minutes to figure this one out. Come back in for the second period when we come back. Intermission report is next. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network.
Yeah.
Gulls hockey is presented by California Coast Credit Union. Born in San Diego and member-owned since 1929, Cal Coast puts people first. As a Cal Coast member, you can take advantage of exclusive discounts and access to 30,000 free ATMs nationwide. Join California Coast Credit Union today. Aaron Cooney and BJ McPherson here with you, ready for the second period. It's 2-0 Bakersfield after 20 minutes of play. Gulls are looking for a comeback, as they have done a handful of times in this building. 3 separate one-goal deficits they had to come back from last night. We've seen them come back from as many as 4 in this building in the third period. So here's Colangelo coming down the right wing side and work it into the circles, where it's poked out of midair by Sasha Pasajoff. Lucas is going to take a chance here. Got it to Pasajoff. Tried to turn that one towards the front of the net. That was blocked, never made it on goal. And Lucas is back in his own circles. That's one thing I noticed too, BJ. But Bakersfield blocked a lot of shots in that first period. Gulls only with 4 on goal, and they got it here in the offensive zone. They'll swing it across, get it to Mishak, and he will send it home. That one doesn't get blocked, and the Gulls are on the board. It's 2-1.
Well, that's night and day from the first period, and especially on the starts. The Gulls get the start here. They get the puck in from Colangelo. They don't get the shot right away. They regroup in the neutral zone, and guess what? Colangelo again, and he gets this one. Not sure where he got that off to, but what he does is he curls the puck, and he gets the third player coming in. Who was that?
Jan Mishak.
Mishak pulls the trigger. He makes the change on the play because he wasn't the starting line on the ice, so it shows you. They worked hard enough, and Colangelo making the curl there makes the nice pass.
5th of the year for Jan Mishak. That's a shot on goal in 8 straight games. And over those 8 games, he's got 3 goals and 6 points. Gulls cut the lead in half, 2-1, just 42 seconds into the second. Condors looking to get it right back, though. Left side, Connor Corcoran drops it into the corner. Spinning there is Jacob Perreault. He'll swing it to Corcoran left side. Holds on to this one. Played it into the dots for the captain, Griffith. Corcoran holds in. And back down to the corners. Phil protects the puck. Gonna work it up the near side wall. Flip back down deep again. Perreault will give chase. Canal behind the net now. Flips it ahead along the far boards. It skips off a leg. Stays in Gulls territory. One hand on the stick, in the reach of Noah Philp. Leave it to the corner. Now the teams will change.
Second period's a tough period for the Gulls. It's the long change. They've been doing good over the last half dozen games. Early on in the season, it really hurt them. Tough to make that change.
Gulls a -6 goal differential in the second period. They have worked on that one in these middle frames. And it's flipped out to center ice. Chasing is Nathan Gaucher, and able to reach and pull this one in is the Condors defense, and they'll one-touch this one ahead. Savoy, he's at left wing side. They give right back to Savoy. He's run off the puck by Gaucher, but it stays with the Condors in the Gulls zone. Work it up the near side wall. Twist away from some traffic. Lane Peterson, and then delivered out to the point. Carrick holds in, winds up, doesn't shoot. He goes to Peterson. At the left point, goes right back to Carrick at the circle. Slides it towards the front. Poked aside by the Gulls into the corner. They've been able to float this puck around the Gulls zone all night. And they have it once more. Dineen gives it across. Savoy pulls the trigger. And get that one on goal as the Gulls can't clear. Savoy gets it right back on the take. Carrick now, center point with a drive right off the pipe. And Kajula will find the puck in the near side corner. Long extended shift for the Gulls group. A couple fresh bodies on for the Condors as Carrick fires this one towards the front. Kicked aside by Nathan Gaucher. And Dionisio snaps this one ahead off the skates of Caulfield into the zone. The Gulls will begin to change. Caulfield working in the offensive zone. Try to bank it to himself. It's taken away by the Condors, and they'll rattle it off the boards to center ice, where it's taken over by Hetherington. Ramped into the zone off the blade of Regenda. Dineen takes over. He's stripped to the puck by Carpenter in the corner. They find Cedoroff. Poke check at the last second, trying to pull the trigger. Penalty on the way as the Gulls still after this one. And it's touched up by the Condors, and we will have the call.
Well, it starts off with the captain, Carpenter, on the forecheck, taking the body in the corner. I believe that's where the penalty was called from. Carpenter taking the body and almost taking the puck away for the steal. The hooking call comes through the Bakersfield defenseman. This second period's been a big change since that first period, and I'll tell you, I have a good feeling in that locker room the Gulls got reamed a little bit. They got told, hey, we're back on home ice. Christmas is over. Last night we got the win. Probably one of the only wins we got this year where, you know, we did it good enough. Got to get back to the lunch pail type of hockey.
And a chance to tie this game on the man advantage. JMG power play takes the ice for the third time tonight. As San Diego ended a 5-game power play goal drought the other night against Ontario. They'll start from their own end here after a clear. They'll set up Roland McEwen. Marches out right side. Here's the drop for Colangelo, and him and Passage-off cruise ahead to center ice. They'll find Passage-off. Then Carpenter. Try to shoot this one in. Went off his skate, and the Gulls got to reset from center ice. McEwen retreating, and then finds Passage-off. Now through neutral ice, on for Carpenter. Return to the right wing boards into the zone. Passage-off, finds a man at the point. McEwen, left wing side. Colangelo shoots the puck. Rifles that one high. And he'll skip off the glass and out.
Unfortunate for the Gulls. Colangelo takes that shot. You want him shooting that puck, but you want him putting that puck on the net.
Gulls work it back in. Thrown on in front. Here's a try for Colangelo. Didn't get all of it. It's kicked aside by Delia and thrown down the ice. They got loose in the slot. Puck ended up right on his tape, but Sam Colangelo just couldn't bury it. Lupino, right side for Jan Mysak. Feeds this one towards the front, reaching to get a deflection try. Thrown to the goal once more over the net on a play by Sidorov. As Nesterenko, unable to hold in, was trying to dish for Dionisio. They couldn't connect, and here's Savoy wheeling and dealing to the neutral zone, and they'll drop it in on a clear. JMG power play down to half a minute. And it's Sidorov. Got a 5-game home point streak that he continued last night with an assist. And he'll play this one out to the left point. Nobody home for the Gulls. They're back out to neutral ice. Settled by Rodwin Dionisio. He'll survey. The Gulls finish some changes. 5 minutes off the clock here in the second period. Jan Mysak, with his 5th of the year, got the Gulls on the board, but San Diego coughs it up. And it's thrown back to Gulls ice. They'll sit behind the Gulls net to the near side corner. Moved ahead by Lucas. Here's Nathan Gaucher. Ahead for Sidorov at the end of his shift. Pokes it into the zone, left wing side. Got it off his stick. Throws it in front. Caulfield on to Gaucher. He scores! Say hello to Grandma. Nathan Gaucher buries it to the open net, and we're tied at 2.
Great to see Gaucher getting on the scorecard once again with a big goal, but you gotta love John Caulfield. That pass he makes in the slot. You get that puck in the slot, 99% of the time you're shooting it. He's got enough wherewithal around him, get his head up, makes the nice pass, and Gaucher's got the wide open net.
Well, Nathan Gaucher, who hit 2 posts last night against the Ontario Reign, he couldn't buy a goal. Judd Caulfield brought a physical presence all throughout the contest, and this group teasing up once again. Gaucher with his 2nd of the season, knots the game at 2 here in the second. Sidorov picks up a helper. He'll extend his point streak on home ice into a 6th game as the Gulls push this one out to center ice. Caulfield on his horse, trying to get around Peterson. Caulfield leans in, wipes out, and a penalty coming to Peterson. A holding call, and the Gulls going right back to the JMG power play on the hustle from Judd Caulfield.
Well, that's the power forward, Judd Caulfield. Big body, great skater, able to get that puck, trying to get the body and the power move to the net. Like to see the penalty call on the play. I always look to the referee to see if there's any chance you get that penalty shot.
He tried as hard as he could to try to get that body to get in front to draw that.
That's it. You just got to get in front. These days, they give you a lot more opportunity at that call.
But great hustle play. Judd Caulfield, who sets up the game-tying goal, then draws a penalty all on the same shift. And the Gulls take the ice with the JMG power play for the 4th time tonight. Dionisio at the face-off with left side. It's Sidorov. Back to Dionisio. Center point. Fans on the shot, and it's pushed ahead by Bakersfield. They look down the right wing side for Berglund. He'll back off now and head on the change as Dionisio lugs the puck to center ice. Now Lupina, he'll chip it in right wing side, but the Gulls were offside. That last little stick handle move from Lupina sent Mysak ahead of the play.
Yeah, just when you get to that blue line, you can't make a second play there. A hesitation has your forecheckers going over the line before you. The Gulls still got a lot of momentum going on this power play. They just got to get that puck back and get it in and get set up once again.
Gulls will change their defenseman on the play. Andrew Lucas will replace Dionisio as the Gulls win to draw to the left side. Sidorov got a little bit of room. He'll shoot this one cross corner. The Gulls in a banana bunch on the right side. Can't get there in time, but Lapina will knock down the clearing attempt and look to set up shop. Sent to the corner. Mishak poked it. It'll come to Philip Kemp, and he'll send it 200 feet down the ice. Buteyets slides one along. Here comes Nestorenko lugging the puck through center. Gets into the offensive zone. Plays this one to the right point. Lucas. Then Sidorov, left wing side. Down to the face-off dot. Leaves it for Lucas. Hands off Nestorenko. One-timer blocked. Stepping in front of that one, Adder. Gulls chip it to Nestorenko. Hold in with a minute on the JMG power play. Sidorov spins from traffic, banks it up the boards onto the tape of Lucas. Returns Sidorov. He'll shoot the puck here. Shoulder save made by Delia. Lapina hustles after the puck. Tried to move it along behind the net for Mishak. Grabbed by the Condors. Bakersfield looking to clear. They give ground. On after this one as Nestorenko continues to pester away, but finally it's Kajula with a lane to clear.
Good hustle by Nestorenko at the end there. A one-man show in the offensive zone.
Half a minute on the JMG power play. The Gulls made some changes with it. Lucas lugs ahead. One last rush here with 20 seconds to go. Colangelo speeds through center ice, feeds it left wing side. There's Regenda. Rim it around the wall to the right point. Carpenter, the captain, stationed there. Skate it down the wall. Leaves it for Pastashov. To the point, McEwen. Twirls from traffic. 5 seconds on the power play. McEwen trying to get a lane here. Find something. He'll carry down the right side. Slides it across. One-timer! And kind of handcuffed the Gulls on the left wing side, but misfired. Put back towards the net. Returned as it slides to Delia as the power play expires. He'll cover up. And we'll take a break. 12:10 to go in the second. We're tied at 2. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. Join the Gulls' brand new text platform and stay in the loop with exclusive deals, personalized updates, and text-only contests. Tailor your experience to what matters most to you. Don't miss out. Text 619-304-3211 and become part of the action today.
Well, Gulls on the power play. Aaron and I were talking about it. One-time shooters. Colangelo takes that last shot, and I'll tell you, when the puck comes off his stick, it's like a bullet. You watch the last three shooters before him. The puck flutters, it misses the net, doesn't have the same speed. There's a difference in a goal scorer and an everyday player.
Brushed along left wing side. Hines runs a man over. Got there right when the puck was coming to James Stefan. He can pick himself back up. He talks to the officials, but it's a play now into the Gulls zone. Left wing side, Berglund trying to fire in front. Blocked by the skate of Dionisio. San Diego ends up icing the puck. Judd Caulfield throws a shoulder into a man. Saw a lot last night. Judd Caulfield came out of Christmas. I don't know if he didn't get what he was asking for on the list from Santa, but he was full of vinegar, and you know what, last night, some of it here today.
I'd like him to play with that vinegar a lot more, to have that chip on your shoulder as a player with his size and ability. It's his skating style and the size of the player. If he had that chip on his shoulder every night, he'd be in the NHL.
To the left of Buteyets after the icing call. San Diego wins this one. Dionisio rambles the near side circle. Little head fake. Continues to carry the puck. Finds a lane. It's on for Petrie to stuff into the zone from neutral ice. Philp is there. And ahead for Seth Griffith. He's stripped of the puck for a moment there by the Gulls Dionisio, and it's back across the zone. Neutral ice here. Kenneth Liepert having a little trouble in his own circles. Now he can dish this one ahead, and Griffith speeds ahead to neutral ice. Chips right wing side. Throw it towards the goal. It'll bounce wide. Dug out by the Condors on the near side as Philp goes to work with Griffith. Now Jacob Perreault in front. Philp, his shot blocked by Dionisio, and the return towards the net on the right wing side as Adder couldn't get it on goal. It was blocked. Griffith now, left wing circle, holds. Traffic in front. They go to the point. One-time shot. Deneen didn't get there. Gulls were able to block it, and it's sent ahead to center on a lift out by Petrie. Redirected into the Gulls zone. Changes on for Bakersfield. Gulls doing the same as Dionisio tracks this one down. He smashed onto the near side glass by Petrov, but made the play out to center ice. Taken over by Grube. He'll leave this one at his own blue line. As Deneen lugs it ahead left wing side, he'll rim it in. And now the whistle sounds. I believe the Condors were ahead of the play on the right wing side, so neutral zone faceoff coming up with 10:32 left, second period, and some more pushing and shoving. Dionisio mixed up a bit with Cameron Wright.
Well, pretty much at the halfway point of the game, and the Gulls coming out here in this second period with the chip on their shoulder. First period, they didn't play that way. They played sitting back on their heels. They played like they were on the road. They weren't playing home hockey. At the halfway point now, 2 goals apiece, 10 shots apiece. The Gulls are back in this game, and it makes it pretty much a 29.5-minute game.
That's where we're at. Exactly where we're at. 5-game home point streak on the line for the Gulls. 4-0-0-1. Playing good here at Pechong Arena in this month of December. 2-0-0-1 against Bakersfield this year. They're averaging 5 goals per game. Scoring offense against the Condors in the previous 3 matchups combined. 2-2 now, almost midway through. As the Gulls chip this one ahead, they'll blast it down the ice, and an icing call will be the result after the play from Dylan Hetherington. Well, it's an interesting chance. Waiting to see what will happen as this game progresses. As Jeff Glass has a chance to reclaim his record. I don't know if he wants it or not, but as the oldest Gull to appear in a game. Alex Stalock took that from him last season at the age of 36 years, 8 months and 23 days, but it sat with Jeff Glass for a while. Remember, he was the Gulls' 3rd goaltender during that bubble season, along with Ole
And he
Eriksson.
showed up, I'll tell you, he showed up big. Anytime you get Glass in net, he shows up for this team.
I'm sure any Gulls fans and Condors fans, they remember the name Jeff Glass in that playoff series in 2019 as the Gulls work in down the right wing side, fed to the net by Colangelo, and it sneaks in. Oh, Sam Colangelo leaks one through Delia somehow on the near post along the ice, and the Gulls have their first lead of the hockey game, 3-2.
Well, that's why you shoot the puck, and that's why goal scorers got more goals than anybody else. If you shoot the puck, it's a ratio. You're going to get more goals, and the squeakers are going to go in. Sam Colangelo is going to put pucks up off the top shelf. He's going to put them between the 5-hole. But he's also going to get a couple goals every year just like that because he shoots more than any other player.
And we will see a goaltending change for the Condors as Colin Delia will head to his runway, and Olivier Rodrigue will step in to replace him. You mentioned that, BJ, the shooting of Sam Colangelo. 21 shots on goal just since being returned from Anaheim over the last 6 contests for him. That was coming into tonight. 3rd amongst rookies in shots on goal with 72 coming into today, and he's got one here on the board as he is able to fool Delia to give the Gulls their first lead of the game.
Yeah, you almost get the feeling he's just getting heated up in this game. Still lots of time, still a second half to go in this hockey game. And the Gulls, after their first 20 that just wasn't there, the last 10 has been there as they're putting it up on the board, their can of whoop.
Amazing how this team can just completely erase a period behind them and come out and play their game and restart.
I got to tell you, I really wonder what it was like in the locker room after that first intermission, because it's a different team out here now.
Face-off will be to the left of goaltender Vyacheslav Buteyets in his first AHL start. And the Gulls have given him a little help here, coming back with a 3-goal second period. We still got 9:57 to go. Just got to look at the overhead replay of that one. Nice. Just snuck right through. Even with Delia pinched along the near side post, Sam Colangelo found a lane. His 11th of the year, which will draw him back into the top 5 amongst rookies in goal scoring. Regenda trying to clear. Gulls in their own end here, sent in front of the Gulls net, poked away from Canal as he has to battle against Kajula along the far side corner glass. Carpenter will steer it behind the net. It's going to come to Corcoran at the left point. He finds Savoy up high, quickly to the circle for Peterson. He speeds away out to the point here, rips one in front, added a body here. Kajula trying to squeeze it in front, pinching the legs together to keep it out is Buteyets. This will draw a crowd afterwards.
The young netminder doing a great job, being a fish in the crease there. The big body is shown there as he lies it out.
6'5", 210-pound Buteyets keeps it out, and the Gulls take a 3-2 lead here in the second period. 9:19 to go. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. Gulls hockey is presented by California Coast Credit Union. Born in San Diego and member-owned since 1929, Cal Coast puts people first. As a Cal Coast member, you can take advantage of exclusive discounts and access the 30,000 free ATMs nationwide. Join California Coast Credit Union today.
Second period, slow down a little bit. 9:19 to go. The Gulls got to stay crisp in their own zone and keep riding the offense here. Watch for Colangelo getting another shift.
Condors win the draw. Deneen from the left point puts it down to the left corner. Stashed there by Peterson, thrown in front. Gaucher will intercept. The Gulls work ahead. They'll find Judd Caulfield. Speeds in right wing side. Gaucher joins him, flips it to the net. First stop for Rodrigue as he gloves the puck and holds on.
Caulfield and Gaucher going through the neutral zone with speed again, able to make a pass and a quick shot on the play. Working
along with Nikita Nesterenko, but it's been Gaucher and Caulfield attached at the hip pretty much all season long. For a lot of last year as well. Draw to the left. Olivier Rodrigue came in to replace Delia midway through after that third goal. As Condors control. Snap it ahead, not out. Gulls hold in off a skate and nearly deflected in on the try from Hines. Caulfield digs this one out. Trying to feed this one behind the net for Nesterenko. Taking away the corner, but it's going to come right back to Judd Caulfield as he battles away with Stefan. Now to the corner, Kenneth Liepert able to find Kemp. He'll play it up the near side wall, pinching in Dionisio. Got it loose in the right wing circle. Dionisio stick handling, moves backhand, try. It's shouldered aside by Rodrigue. There you see the skill on display of Dionisio. Hines will hold in now. Try to feed it to the circle. That was intercepted and played out to center ice where Judd Caulfield was playing free safety. Hines drifts back to his circles. 8:16 to play second period. The Gulls have taken a 2-0 lead, or deficit, and turned it into a 3-2 lead here in the second. Coughed up in front. Petrie denied, throws it back to the net, and there's Rodrigue for the stop. Some odd bounces here in the last couple of minutes. The Gulls almost cashed in once more there with Petrie.
I think Rodrigue, the new netminder for Bakersfield, got the shirt collar wrong. He just laid that out for Petrie, and Petrie coming off the bench picked that puck up. I truly believe he didn't think it was the same team.
Man, right? That's not the first time we saw Rodrigue do something like that. Back in the first meeting in Bakersfield in overtime, He played the puck after a save right to the tape of Nathan Gaucher, who set up Cedar for the overtime winner on an open net. So
you got to bury those ones when Rodriguez gives them up, put them in the net.
Gulls going to find a way to take the puck away in the offensive zone after a face-off. Petrie into the corner, and Mijatovic on for Petrie along the half wall. Want to punch it into the circles for Lapina. That'll be intercepted as Lapina was knocked down off his skates, and it's flipped back to San Diego ice. From neutral now, good stick lift by Lapina, but the follow-up for the Condors will try the right wing side where it's shot in. It'll settle in the near corner. Gulls territory. Bakersfield working away on the left wing side. Thrown to the left point. That'll be held in. Dropped down the boards. On for an attempt from right. Glove save Buteyets. And he'll hold on with 7:25 to play in the second.
Bakersfield still trying to show face here in this second period. The Gulls, couple shifts had it in the offensive zone. This shift here, they're back on their heels again, but you got to expect that in a full 60-minute hockey game.
Mishak line will take the ice. This group has combined for 2 goals and 6 points. Multi-point night for each of them. Goal and assist for Mishak, goal and assist for Colangelo. 2 assists for Sasha Pastachov to extend his point streak to 5 games. That matches his career high that he set in his rookie season last year. Draw to the right of Buteyets. 1 goal lead for San Diego, 3-2. Here the second frame. Griffith plays it out to the right point as Carrick pushes this one down low on the end boards. Steered around by McEwen, but he can't clear. Janine holds in. They'll feed it down low. Phil battling against Jan Mishak. Sent to the near corner once more. And there's a couple of veterans going at it once more. But this will be won by the Gulls. McEwen sent across their zone where Pastachov blasts it up into the air and out to neutral ice. Griffith will settle this one down. Kicks it, skate the stick, and lugged ahead by Phil. He comes speeding into the Gulls zone looking for Griffith. Bouncing puck behind the net, centered in front. Pastachov takes it away, just forces it to the corner. Head up and heading out to center ice. It will drop it from center red and head off on a change. Rodriguez moves this one along. Adder to the far corner for his partner. Phil skate to stick to the around. Pavel again to center ice for Kajula, and then stabbed to the Gulls zone by Griffith, who also heads off on a change. Dionisio stripped to the puck by Kajula along the near side. Trying to cycle down low. Kajula continues after it, plays it out to neutral ice. Adder in some trouble here, stick handling away from a couple of San Diego Gulls, and then brought in left wing side offsides by Savoy.
Gulls holding the blue line, and their pinch coming off the ice. What they're doing is they're taking away time and space for Bakersfield right now. First period, they were sitting back, giving Bakersfield so much time, so much space. Every player in the American Hockey League is good with the hockey puck. But when you take away that time and space like the Gulls are doing now, Bakersfield in this second period has really not done much.
This has been a great answer for the Gulls in the second period against a team that you're chasing in the standings. Just a little after this, game 29 for San Diego. A 5-point standings lead by the Condors over the Gulls. An icing call against Bakersfield, so we'll come for an offensive zone draw for the Gulls. But this could be quite the swing and draw you within 3 points. Sit right behind Bakersfield. And the Gulls, they got their work cut out for them after a rough kind of October to start the season. But really starting to come on here in December.
It's definitely going to be uphill, but it's never easy if you don't have that good start, and the Gulls know what's ahead of them.
Gulls win the draw to the point. Left side, Hetherington to the net. Glove save made by Rodriguez. And we'll hold for the whistle and the stoppage, and we'll step away. 3-2 Gulls. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. The Gulls mobile app is available today. Manage your digital tickets, listen to live games, and more in a next-level experience. Download the Gulls mobile app today, available for iOS and Android devices. 3-2 Gulls lead. They entered this second period down 2-0. And after trailing one period, San Diego 4-10-0-1, 4 comeback victories on the year when trailing after one, and have turned this game around and flipped the script in the second for a 1-goal lead. Andrew Lucas after the face-off win. Some trouble here up high along the zone, and the Gulls will flip this one out of play. As we've been in the giving spirit, a lot of pucks out of play to the fans here in the last 2 games from Pechanga Arena.
That one gets deflected, so there's not going to be a delay of game, so everybody's still going to be seeing 5-on-5 hockey.
That's where a discussion, I'm assuming, is where the deflection on that puck came.
Oh, yeah.
Out. So
they're going to keep it deep.
I thought he brought it to the neutral zone, but the Gulls will get an offensive zone face-off out of this.
They get to make a line change on the play.
Nesterenko, Gaucher, Caulfield will stay out here. Dionisio and Hines, the new defensive pairing. Gaucher's waved out. So Judd Caulfield will step in with 5:46 to play in the second. Drop this one to the left of Rodrigue, who came in to relieve starting goaltender Delia. Dionisio at the point, wrist shot off a stick, and will sail to the corner wide. Hines just muscles away down the left wing wall, keeps the puck alive. As the Condors try to clear near side, Dionisio kept it in before it's finally forced out to center on a play by DeYoung. Back to Gulls ice now. Kemp chases Hines behind the net, bodies Hines up into the corner. Nesterenko takes the puck but coughed it up. Here's the Condors. They look left side. Joaquin Canik-Leeper, wrist shot, stick save made. Rebound to the far wall. Nesterenko to it. He'll leave it for Hines at the circles. Finds an open man right side in Dionisio, and he'll try to snap this one down the length of the ice. It's off a couple of sticks, so no icing, as it's fouled by Connor Corcoran on the near side. Ahead for right, left wing wall, out to center ice. He'll drop it in. Flying down the right wing wall to keep this one alive. They'll find right. On the left wing corner, charges behind the Gulls net. Right to the circles. Trying to stay away from Lucas here. Lucas keeping with him here. Trying to body him up on the far side. And now Hetherington leans into a man. Lapina does the same with the puck pinched along the wall. 4:37 to play, second period. Dug out by the Condors. Elaine walking out in front. Backhander sent wide and onto the corner wall as Judd Caulfield muscles a man off the puck. That was Jaden Grube and flips it out to center. Reset by the Condors. They get a stick on that. I think that went right between everybody. It did. And an icing call will bring this back to Condors ice for an offensive zone face-off for the Gulls.
A little scrambly hockey the last couple minutes of play. Both teams still trying to find themselves. Just as long as the puck stays out of the Gulls zone, up by 1 right now. They're on the right page.
Changes for San Diego. Bakersfield unable to do so because of the icing call. And the Gulls will choose the dot to the right wing, right side of Olivier Rodrigue. Mishak, the left-hander on that left side for him, will take this one, but it's won by the Condors. They hold in the corner and wait. They'll snap it ahead. Adder delivers the center ice, flipped around the Gulls defense right wing side, and it's brought in by Cameron Wright. Wheel behind the cage towards the end wall, pinned by a pair of Gulls. And we'll get some fresh bodies on. Taking over is Peterson, who just came onto the ice. Now he's pinned along the wall by Roman Canal. Punched loose. McEwen after it. And what a fine passage off. Taken off his stick, and it slides just out of the reach of Kudrula. And the Gulls coughing these up here near their goaltender. Sam Colangelo can punch this one ahead. He comes wheeling and dealing to the offensive zone. Now it's Pastujov. Turns and fires. And missed by about 7 feet. McEwen now along the far wall. Finds Colangelo. We got Roman Canal up top. And that's where Colangelo comes. He goes for a skate around the offensive zone to the right corner. Drops it off for Pastujov. Return to Colangelo behind the cage. Looks up top. There's McEwen at the left point. D-to-D pass received on the backhand. Roman Canal to Pastujov. Up high. We're at the right point area now. Delivered for Mishak. Again, center point. It's Pastujov. Waits. He'll give the Canal left wing side. Traffic in front. Fires a puck. Kick save made Rodrigue. And it'll be knuckled down the ice. Not enough for icing as Pastujov collects it from the half wall.
Smart shot by Canal getting that puck to the net.
Gulls try to headman this one to Josh Lapina. It's poked aside by Canik-Leeper. Fed out the center by the Condors. And then they come right wing side. But a late offside whistle will be blown with 2:53 to go in the second.
Gulls showing well on the 5-on-5. Almost looks like they got a power play out there. 5-on-5, keeping the Bakersfield 5 players sitting back in a box. Gulls keeping control of that puck. Comes down to the end, and the defenseman Canal puts a good shot on net. When it's a last resort, putting that puck to the net is a great opportunity.
Gulls digging around for some of those dirty goals too. Would love to get that next one. Get a little insurance for your rookie goaltender Vyacheslav Buteyets in his first AHL start. He's made 11 stops so far. Gulls out shooting Bakersfield 15-13, but it's an icing call issued to San Diego, and back to the Gull zone will go. Just got to get through this period at this point.
I was going to say the same thing, Aaron. Since the early start of this second period where the Gulls had the early, like pressure put on this Bakersfield team, this second period has been as slow as molasses.
Drop the puck to the left of Buteyets. And it was really the first half of the period. 9:57 is when Colangelo gave the Gulls the lead, but since then the Gulls haven't had a whole lot going. Neither has Bakersfield. As the Gulls can clear and work into the offensive zone down the right corner, Regenda will backhand this one to the left point for Hetherington. They'll set up Cedroff, turns, fires one, save made, rebound in front, Regenda, Carpenter dig away, but it's grabbed by the Condors and floated ahead to center into San Diego ice. Lucas takes over between the circles, gives to Regenda, march it through center and into the offensive zone. Pavel Regenda stripped of the puck by a sweeping stick of Corcoran, and it's played to center by the Condors once more, punched the other way by McEwen. Corcoran will take over. Down to neutral ice left wing side, Griffith snakes his way through and brings it to offensive territory for Jacob Perreault on the handle. On the left wing side, Deneen now. Down low on the goal line, back up, give a little ground. And on they'll find the skates of Perreault, one touch, Deneen shoots this one. That's blocked, Deneen got it right back. Looks up top, saucers this one high into the air out to center, and Carrick can't take it. Gaucher on his horse, will be poked aside. He's got Nestorenko with a one-handed stick. They'll find Nestorenko, goes in front, big save made. And we'll have the whistle.
They're going to call Gaucher on the interference to start the play.
I saw the arm go up, but you got the crowd into it. I could not hear if that whistle had sounded or not. And there's the arm bar. Just got to look at the replay. So it wouldn't have mattered what Nestorenko did, as Nathan Gaucher guilty of a holding call.
Yeah, pretty good call by the referee as we get to see the replay. It was a total holding call on the play. But hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I'm for Gaucher on that play. Shows great instinct skating through the middle of the ice. And I'll tell you, he wanted that puck through the middle of the ice earlier than that. He was cherry picking a little bit. You can do that after you get your second goal of the year.
Third power play chance for the Condors. So he'll hit the ice. Draw will be to the left of Buteyets. Condors win this one to Savoy in the slot. Wrist shot, blocker save made. Buteyets a big one there against Savoy. He's got the puck back on the left half wall. Deneen now. Return to Savoy. Deneen, one-time shot, save, punched wide and over the net. It'll settle Kajula. They can steer it out to the point. Deneen almost mishandled it, but can regain and settle things down. Griffith returns it to Deneen up top. Again, Griffith on the bottom of the circle, near the corner. To Deneen again up top. Trying to open things up in the middle of the ice because Griffith, he can thread the needle. Here's Deneen, then on for Peterson. One-timer blocked by Carpenter. And that'll head out of play, and he'll get some stick taps as Carpenter gains the whistle.
Yeah, Carpenter, the captain, doing a great job. If you block a shot like that, you're going to get your fellow teammates coming over you, getting a pat on the back.
BJ, we're seeing Griffith who just sits at the circles and can feed those one through. He did it the first burst period there, but it seems like the Gulls have really adjusted on the PK.
Well, if he's got the puck, you got to know he's not shooting. He's a passer, not a shooter. So the Gulls got to play off him, and I think they changed their style a little bit. They're definitely not chasing.
To the right of Buteyets after the puck out of play. 54.3 on the clock as we drop it, and it's corralled by Carrick. He'll feed it to him at the left point. Shoots the puck, redirect try, another one sent out of play. Roman Canal with his stick in front may have sent it into the netting.
Face-off's been a little tough for the Gulls here in this penalty kill. Makes your penalty kill a lot easier if you can get that win, especially in your own zone.
Draw will be to the right of Buteyets. This power play would carry over into the third with 45.5 on the game clock. Difference of nearly 30 seconds. And the Gulls win the faceoff and they'll blast it down the ice. Rodrigue to slow it. So the power play for the remainder of the period. Here comes Bakersfield marching to center ice. And it's Carrick who has a goal already in this one. Dropped into San Diego ice. Batted out of air by Hines. And he'll whack it down. Right. Marches through center. Gets around one. Wheels around Canal. Picks the puck up on the end wall. 15 seconds to go in the period. We'll go by that clock. Left wing side Petrov. Return to the corner. Spinning away is Jacob Perreault. 8 seconds to go. Feeds it out in front. Petrov digging away. Couple stomps. Buteyets. Time winding down. Back out for the slot. A shot from Philp goes wide, and time will run out on the second period. And some rough stuff after as Hines gets mixed up with Wright. And the Gulls, everybody back along the goal line behind Buteyets. I think this started with Hines making sure the puck was cleared away and no rebound chance, and may have got the stick-on-stick slash onto Wright, who took exception, and it all just boiled over from there. But the Gulls have certainly woken up in this hockey game. We can call it a sleepy first period for San Diego, going down 2-0, only 4 shots on goal in that frame. They pick up 12 shots on goal in the second. They net 3, they chase Delia, and they'll take a 3-2 lead after 40 minutes. We'll step aside for a break, and we're still going to clean some things up here on the end, but we've got an intermission report to deliver to you, and that's next when we come back. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. San Diego Gulls hockey is presented by California Coast Credit Union. Born in San Diego and member-owned since 1929, Cal Coast puts people first. As a Cal Coast member, you can take advantage of exclusive discounts and access to 30,000 free ATMs nationwide. Join California Coast Credit Union today. Set for the third period. It was the Bakersfield Condors with the initial hook. The Gulls returned with a jab in the second period for a 3-2 lead. What will he have in store for us in the third as we drop the puck on this one? Gulls whacked us ahead to neutral ice. A couple of penalties at the end of the period. Doesn't change anything. It remains a power play to begin the period for Bakersfield. As Peterson speeds into the zone and dishes left wing side. And Savoy puts this one off a stick out of play.
Well, the big thing is what it's going to be. First period where the Gulls pretty much played a C- period, and then they come out for period number 2 and they pretty much have an A- period. Pretty close to an A+ in my book, but I'm going to give them an A- because you can always be better. This third period, this is going to be the crunch right now. Bakersfield, all they got to do, they're on the road, come out and get one and tie this thing up. The Gulls now need to strangle this Bakersfield team.
0-8-1-0 when trailing after 2 periods for Bakersfield. Gulls win the draw, and they'll rattle it down the ice off the glass. That'll about do it on the power play. Down to 2 seconds as it's brought ahead to neutral ice. I'll try the right side. Poked off a stick. Great reach from Pavel again to send it off of Ronnie Adder. Blade down into now Condors ice. Bakersfield tries the near side. Kajula can't get it around Hines. The follow-up is Savoy. He skates 1-on-3 into the Gulls zone. Right side fires one towards the net. That'll be shrugged aside by Buteyets. And we're waiting to see. The Gulls are saying it trickled off the netting. We will get the whistle, and this will stop and play it inside Gulls ice for a face-off coming up to the right of the goaltender.
Yeah, that one goes off the big net minder, off the glass, and off the netting behind so it doesn't go into the crowd. Players put their hands up like a bunch of soccer players out there. Blow that whistle down. They make a line change, got a fresh 5 on the ice.
Scratch that to the left side of goaltender Buteyets. In his first American Hockey League start. This one sent on goal. He'll stick it away. Picked up by Hetherington. He'll lift it out to center ice. Gaucher muscles Kemp. It's loose here. Fouled by Caulfield. Gulls break in with numbers. Caulfield on for Gaucher. Can't turn it aside. Unable to receive that one on the backhand as the Gulls play it in offside. After a quick clear, touched up by Hetherington with 1:10 off the clock here in the third period.
Well, Aaron called it the way it was. The pass went on his backhand side. Gaucher's opened up for the one-timer, and if that can get to him on his shooting side, he's able to one-time that shot. But that pass just doesn't get that way. Judd Codfield gets the pass across, but it's in front of Gaucher, which changes up the whole play. It's where the pass needs to be.
If Gaucher's a left-hander, we're having a different discussion. Down the ice, this will go. No icing on the play into San Diego territory. Gulls thought it was an icing call. We have to keep playing here. Right, gloves one down. Drops it off where the Gulls take over. Hines rips it up the near side. Adder will carry across the Gulls zone. Swings it towards the front. Redirected wide by Dionisio. Pinching is Connor Corcoran. Delivers it right wing side. Cameron Wright in the neighborhood. Into the slot. Petrov lets a shot go. That's blocked by the Gulls. And Caulfield can lift it ahead to center ice. Condors will go track it down to the near side corner after the dump in by the Gulls. San Diego will make a change themselves with almost 2 minutes off the clock here in the third. Left wing side brought in by the Condors. They slide it all the way across the zone through the goal mouth. Harmlessly for San Diego to the near side where Pastujov can't clear to Young. Gives left side, wrist shot, sails wide from Stefan. Kemp puts it down low. DeYoung tracks it down, delivers, will try to the point. Geometry fails him, and off goes San Diego to center on the pickoff play. Colangelo into the slot here, shoots the puck. He wires that one high. Rodrigue may have got a piece of that one. Taken by Pastujov, wheels behind the net. Cycles for Mishak, poked away from him. And the Condors take over as Kemp looking to pass ahead. Out of the reach there as Bergwin couldn't get a stick on it. And it's an icing call to Bakersfield, and back to their ice will go.
Colangelo, last shot he takes, he gets the puck on the top of the circle, but he's able to do a couple of head fakes, a couple of shot fakes, and he gets it right into the slot. However, that puck kind of dribbles off his stick, might have been deflected a little bit up over the glass. Colangelo is a shooter. Give him the puck. You want him shooting it more than any player on this Gulls team. Sidorov would be second.
With a 2-point night, goal and assist, he takes over the team lead in scoring with 11 goals, 9 assists, and 20 points for San Diego this season. His first professional year. Had a good stint with Anaheim as well. Gulls win the draw on the right wing side. Dionisio at the far point, trying to cut across the line, sends it down left wing side for Hines, fed it towards the front, nobody home. There's Mijatovic on the right wall. He'll twirl from traffic. Man draped all over his back, so he'll cycle it down low. Comes the Gulls out in front, backhand try from Lapina. He's denied by the stick of Rodrigue. Back behind the cage, battle continues. Petrie will send it over to the corner. Taken over by Lapina, he'll bank it to the point. D-to-D pass, it's Hines. Then on for Mijatovic, fan on the play. Comes to Hines though. Mijatovic still after it near side corner. As it sits on the end boards now, the Gulls continue to go to work. Petrie on the near side. Works it up the wall. Mijatovic sends it to the point. Hines waits, fires it towards the net. Hit his own man, drops down in front of Rodrigue, and it's turned aside by the defense of the Condors. It's sent out to neutral ice by DeYoung as that one hit Lapina up high. He slowly makes his way off and a little shaken up. Now to the shot from Hines, friendly fire. Gulls at center ice, Regenda. There's some more friendly fire. 3 Gulls run into each other. And it allows the Bakersfield Condors to take the puck and work ahead. Now to the offensive zone. Peterson wheeling and dealing in the zone. Shoots this one off a leg and it'll skip out to center ice and carry all the way back to the circles of Bakersfield. And Carrick will drop it off there after he's run by Ryan Carpenter. Continues to press in the far side corner. Carrick must come back and get it. And he'll bank it out to center ice. 3-2 Gulls lead. 15:48 to play here in the third period as the Gulls skate in their zone. It's Canal. One touch by Sidorov onto the blade of Regenda. Wheels around one. Has a man open right wing side just on Gaucher. In front, they look to find McEwen jumping into the play, but it's deflected into the netting by the Condors.
Nathan Gaucher needs to be shooting that puck. You're looking to try and be a little bit too cute on that play. You get that puck going through the slot area, and you get the drop pass to Gauthier. Gauthier needs to shoot the puck. You can't be so pretty on the play. You want to be the shooter. I go back to it again. Colangelo's going to shoot that puck. Gauthier needs to be that guy. Shoot the puck at all costs.
Draw to the left of Olivier Rodrigue. Came in midway through this contest for Colin Deli after Colangelo put the Gulls up 3-2. Griffith plays this one off a stick to Gulls ice. Phil will chase after this one. Good stick by Lucas in body positioning. He takes it away and lifts it out to center ice, reaching his Caulfield. Couldn't rein it in. It's back to Lucas at the neutral zone. Gulls touch up, work it back in. Trying to negotiate, wanted to find Nesterenko. Pass is intercepted, and the Condors play it to their own corners. Kennick Liepert for Corcoran. Shovel it up the near side wall. Slowed by Griffith, lifted ahead. As Phil chasing after it down the right wing wall. Pair of Gulls pinch him off, and the puck now sits in Gulls ice, where it's snapped ahead and off a blade to center. Taken by the Condors, they'll touch up, and Wright's gonna bust around to D, watch out, gets a shot away, and he sends it wide as he stepped around Lucas. To the point now, Kemp's shot, off a stick, and sent off the end boards. Penalty coming up. Hetherington's gonna take this one, centered to the slot where the Gulls push it aside, and San Diego will be shorthanded, a high sticking whistle. And it is Dylan Hetherington coming to the penalty box.
Well, Hetherington's going to the penalty box, but the whole play started with the defenseman Lucas kind of standing still as he's having a Bakersfield player come at him. He's flat-footed on the play, and he gets turned inside and out. The young netminer's got to make a save on the play, and that's when the penalty happens. It's the little things that turn out before the penalty, and the Gulls shoot themselves in the foot. Back to killing again, 14:32 to go in this period. Face-off is crucial in their own zone. This next 2 minutes is big.
Fourth try on the power play. That's a penalty killer in the box, too, with Dylan Hetherington. Gulls get the direction from the bench. Carpenter, McEwen, the veteran group out there, part of this PK. They'll hand over the signals. They'll drop the puck to the left of Bouteillettes, but the face-off is won by the Condors, and they'll set up shop. 1 for 3 tonight. Here's Griffith working down the right wing side. Feed it to the point. There's Deneen. Savoy calls for it, gets it at the left circle. Top the circle now. Deneen at the point. Looks right, then left. It's Savoy. And try to return this one to Dineen. It bounces to him, has to settle it down, throws it down low, and on for Peterson. You got Caggiula loose in front, jammed to the boards, not out, held by Dineen. They'll find Savoy again. And then Peterson, right side, doesn't shoot. Hands off to Griffith. And to the right corner once more. Return to Griffith at the point. He's got Savoy, sets up Dineen, steps in a one-time shot, save made, knocked out of midair, back in, tried by Caggiula. He can't finish it off. And a reset with Dineen. Power play continues for another minute and 11. Griffith, right side, feeds it in front. Redirect off the post into the net as it hit the body of Caggiula in front. Camped out in the crease. And the Condors have tied this one up on the power play.
Caggiula in the crease, gets the first pass across, and he hits the post with it. As it comes off the post, it comes into his body as he's in the crease. The referee is 3 feet behind him and makes the call and says, good goal the whole way. Because he's calling it off. As you watch, he'll call it off, and then he'll say, goal, goal, goal. And then he goes, goal.
I'm going to disagree with you, BJ. I think he was saying he was washing up because it hit the post.
Okay, so that's what he was turning off.
But we still have a discussion in front, so don't agree with me just yet.
Well, I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
I would have to take a look and see, did he get it off? Did it go off his hands? Did he bat that in with his hands, or did it go cleanly off his body? The captain's... And now they will take a peek at it and review it for the play in the crease. So,
well, they're going to do a deep look into it.
Fortunately, our monitor's down, but I'm going to see if I can sneak a peek closer to the left wing side. So here's a look, at least on the replay side coming to you. That angle's not going to help us at all. We can't even see where the deflection is in front. So we'll need the angle, whether it's above the net.
I get what you're saying with it.
Yeah,
no goal, because it hits the post at first.
Right there.
That's the no goal. But then the referee changes, as you say, the right call. I don't think it goes off his glove. I think it goes off his body. I think it should be a good goal.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to stand. You would have to really zoom in. I can't tell from the over-the-top angle where that puck hits him, so they can zoom in on the iPad downstairs. But I think that's the initial wave off, was because it's redirected onto the post. So the official sees that. He's saying, no goal off the post, and then it trickles in.
Because the referee's a little delayed on the play. He's no goal, hits the post, hits the player, and goes in the net. It's still a frantic play because the Bakersfield player's in the crease the whole play.
That's where Caggiula makes his money. All game, he is a gritty player, and he will go to those dirty areas. And we have seen that in the past with him. And he was right there, even on all these power plays. It's the 4th time that they've had the power play. And Caggiula's the man on this top unit right to the front of the net, making things difficult. That's what opens up, I'm sure, the other weapons that you're able to use.
You put a player in front of the net that wants to pay the price and take the hacks and whacks to get paid for it. Caggiula is one of those players, as Aaron's talking about. And when you have somebody in front of the net like that, it takes a defenseman out of the play because they get caught, pushing and shoving with that player. And then it opens up as a 4-on-3 all around the ice.
How about the feed from Seth Griffith? Because that's the play of Caggiula.
Yeah.
When you sit there, you think you have the guy in, then he spins off last second to get open, and keeps the stick down. And Griffith, man, threads a needle to start the whole play.
This is a long look. They're taking a long time.
I'm not surprised by it, but and then it makes me start to think a little more, because they got a little more.
They're second thoughting this.
They're able to, like I said, they're able to zoom in. We can't zoom in on that over-the-top angle, but that's the one you're going to find it with, is the overhead camera along the goal line to see where does that puck actually deflect.
As you just said that, they called the linesman over to look at the monitor with the 2 referees, maybe to get a third player's view on it.
I need a magnifying glass down there too to really help out and get in there. They'll keep deciding. So it's either going to be a tie game with the power play goal to Caggiula, who has points in every game against the Gulls. This would give him 5 now if it stands, his 2nd goal against San Diego. Or if they decide to wash this one out and say no goal, that he batted it in with a glove, Gulls will continue with their lead 3-2, but the power play is on, and you're resting up this power play unit for the, we'll have a decision now. It's a good goal, and we are tied up. Brand new hockey game from Pechanga Arena here in the third, as Kajula does get credit for his 7th of the year, and we're even at 3. Unless you'd have to change my mind that it hit the glove. I couldn't tell. It seemed like
I couldn't tell either.
Body in it.
Yeah, it looked like a good goal to me the whole way. I thought the referee had it played as after Aaron explained it well.
So we're tied at 3. This is a Bakersfield Condors power play that sits 29th in the league at 13%, but they've cashed in twice here tonight, 2 for 4. And importantly here in the third to tie this up, all knotted at 3. Into the Condors zone. Here comes Grube, the lug to center. He finds a man with speed, Adder down the right wing side. Jams the brakes at the circle, plays at the point one time. Shot whistle wide as Corcoran stepped into that one and almost put it through the boards. Gulls will settle it down from the back of the net. Now look ahead. Hetherington. Lucas, right circle. Snap to center ice. Down it'll go on a deflection by Jan Mishak. Corcoran poked away from him by the good work of Jan Mishak and sent to the near side wall. Condor wipes out. That was DeYoung, and the Gulls will take over. Looking to feed to the point was Colangelo. That was cut off. Now Pastujov tries to do the same. Another one intercepted, and DeYoung can move it to center ice. Right wing side now stuffed into the Gulls' end by Stefan. On the near side corner, Gulls territory. McEwen digs this one out, plays it ahead. Kemp runs over the Gulls' Pastujov, but he took the hit to make the play and send it down the ice. Icing is washed out, and the Gulls can make a change. Paid the price, Pastujov, but he helps the Gulls out. They get most of the change on, and now collision to the near side corner. Down goes McEwen, and the Gulls can flip it out to center ice. Another paying the price to make the play for the Gulls. This one sent back towards the Gulls line on a clear by Griffith. Caulfield will settle it down. Here's Hines, then Nestorenko, pass behind Dionisio. Gulls gonna retreat and find the puck in their own corners. Chipped ahead, out to the blue line, not out. Deneen has it. Tried to fire the puck towards the cage, cut off by Nestorenko. He's got enough in the tank. He'll skate this one to neutral ice and then backhand it into the zone. Rodriguez slides it along. Gaucher, heavy hit on the end boards, but the puck is sent to center ice. There's Dionisio. He'll grab it from neutral. Overskates this one. Gulls begin a change. Possession goes to the Condors. Savoy works in right wing side from neutral ice. Flying down to the corner, feeds it to the far side. Dionisio still out here, can wedge it ahead for the Gulls. Colson Petrie, and it's out to center ice on a clear. Reset by the Condors. Savoy back in one more time. Plays it down low. Peterson shrugs off Dionisio. Puck to the corner. Pushed up the near side by Mijatovic. Juggled by the Condors, and Savoy will rim it around the boards to the left wing side. Corcoran leaves it to the point left wing. Winding up, Kajula feeds it down low. Corcoran goes to work now. Trying to center in front. Kajula was heading towards the cage. The Gulls intercept the pass. They'll find Hines. Tries the near side. Adder tied up by Mijatovic, and it's out to center ice. And again, a reset, drop back into Gulls ice. Dionisio cannot get off. He's tied up in the corner now as Wright goes to work. Grube steps in also. Hines takes the puck. He'll wheel behind the net. He senses everything here. He'll ladle this one all the way back down the ice in the foot race here. Carpenter makes sure there's no icing call, and the Gulls can change. 10.5 to play. Third period. 3-3 game. Condors hold behind their net. Everybody gets the personnel they want on the ice. Left wing side. Here come the Condors. They'll bust around down left wing. Petrov snaps one towards the net wide as he misfires over his fellow countryman Buteyets. Deneen will slide it around his boards. Left side now to neutral ice. Backhanded to the Gulls zone. DeYoung's going to win the foot race around Hetherington to the corner. But Hetherington recovers, and Staple guns him on towards the boards. Back behind the net. Hetherington can chip it along, but not out. Carrick pinching. Tries to feed in front, hit a leg, loose in front, and sent to the boards, but not out by San Diego. Held in at the point by Berglund. Right wing side, snaps it to the net. Saved by Buteyets. And he'll hold on. More pushing and shoving afterwards in a 3-3 hockey game from Pechanga Arena with 9:43 to go in the third period. We'll step aside for a break. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network.
In a world
Get into the game with the Gulls. Join the San Diego Gulls Learn to Play hockey program at Carlsbad Icetown from January 12th to February 2nd. This free program is perfect for kids aged 4 to 12 with no skating or hockey experience. First-time players get full gear and learn the basics of hockey and skating from expert instructors. Spots fill fast, so sign up now at sandiegogulls.com/learn-to-play.
Well, 9:43 to go here in this third period, and this third period is going a lot like the first has. Bakersfield's come out a little bit more, and the Gulls have to get back to the second period effort. They almost need a timeout and have the coaching staff give them another tongue lashing to finish this game off.
Gulls just 2 shots on goal midway through the second. Here's Carrick after the face-off win. Jacob Perreault fans on the play, and the Gulls try to take advantage. Going to connect on the pass for Roman Canal. And it's a reset with Deneen, who drops it in left wing side. Canal will find it in the corner, punch it to the far corner, intended for his partner. And it comes right back to Roman Canal as the Gulls lift it up off the glass out to center ice. And it'll be settled by Carrick, who opened the scoring to start things here tonight. And the Gulls, they'll say that the Gulls poked it into the zone. Looked like Griffith may have played it in himself, which wouldn't have been offside, but we'll have the offside whistle regardless. And 2 of the 3 matchups prior to this between these 2 clubs have gone to overtime. Cedar-Off provided the overtime winner up in Bakersfield. The Condors took a shootout victory here in this one, 8-7. The last contest Gulls took in regulation time. As the Gulls win the draw back to Tyson Hines. They'll play it off the stick of Judd Caulfield, and the Gulls flying after it right side. Gaucher not in time. That's Caulfield. Continues to make life miserable for Kajula. He'll have to spin it back towards his zone as Adder tries the right wing. He'll stuff it in with Savoy, who's run over by Gaucher a little late, and we're going to drop the gloves. Penalty coming up to San Diego, and boy, they just pounce on top of the Gulls right in front of us. Adder wasn't having it of it, neither was Peterson. Nestorenko gets up. He was the second man involved. But I get with Gaucher coming in to finish his check. It was right at that border. The officials were saying that he crossed it, and it was going to be a little too late. There's going to be a lot more coming from this.
This is what brings teams closer together. You want to have these scrums throughout the season. Nathan Gauthier, he's one of the players for the Gulls. He might be the player for the Gulls that gets things rolling. That hit might have been a little late and not great timing. But whatever the referees pull out of this, hopefully it's evened up. If the Gulls go behind the 8 ball here and have to kill a penalty, this is just a negative spot against them. I don't hold this against Gauthier. It's the type of game he needs to play. You know, it's borderline late, and you can never hold a guy back from throwing that. And as he throws that hit, you get Bakersfield players throwing punches at him. Yeah. You cannot hold the Gulls here for an extra penalty.
Well, that's what Nestorenko, I think, is saying when he was jumped, and he just happened this, innocent bystander that ended up in the situation. He just tried to protect himself.
Yeah, Bakersfield's throwing haymakers on the play.
Captains will come out. They're right there around the penalty box as the officials continue to discuss.
The officials have been in depth tonight. They've really taken their time to make some calls.
And now the captains will get the explanation from Jordan Watt with everything discussed. Nothing on the board just yet, but we do know that the initial call was coming to Gaucher for the hit on Matthew Savoy, which of course you're going to come to the aid to your leading goal scorer. Right up there in points as well with 18 of them on the season. He's been coming into this one, 2 goals, 4 points in his last 2 games, goal and assist in each of his last 2. He continued that streak. He got an assist to go along with it here tonight. And all we have on the board right now, 2 minutes to San Diego.
I think that's all it's going to be. I didn't like it that the Gulls captain was the only player talking to the referees because the Bakersfield players skated away. They were almost skating away with their arms up like they scored a goal getting the power play.
Let's see here. It looks like Lane Peterson, who was involved in the fray, he's in the penalty box. He came out here to get his helmet and some equipment repair, but he'll sit in the box. So that takes away one member of the top power play unit for this Bakersfield squad, but still, it's a group capable with their weapons. 50% tonight, 2 for 4. They tied up the game on Kajula's 7th of the year at 6:20 on the power play, and now they look for the lead with the power play.
Looks like there's going to be a timeout called for Bakersfield.
Huh.
Kind of strange.
That wasn't enough of a timeout. I thought
they needed some more time to figure some things out.
Well, they can get the whiteboard out. They want to take this game right now. Here with this power play chance, it'll be their 5th opportunity of it. They tied the game on the man advantage. Drake Kajula's 7th of the year at 6:20. After the Gulls scored 3 in the second period. As this has been one of those games, it's been punch followed by counter punch. Even here with some of the fisticuffs we had just in front of us. And now for San Diego, this is an important one that you have to kill. The face-off will be to the left of Vyacheslav Buteyets in his first AHL start. As the Gulls, Callie Klang unavailable to them. He was recalled by the Ducks this morning and backed up Lukasz Dostal in the game this afternoon. A 1 o'clock start at Honda Center against the Philadelphia Flyers. And Oscar Dansk was sick, so they made the call up. Vyacheslav Buteyets, he got in this morning around 8 a.m. And, you know, they told, hey, you're starting, kid. And guess who's backing up? Your goalie coach. Because the Gulls didn't have many options. We sit here 3-3, and onto the power play goes Bakersfield. Hetherington after the face-off one, plays it behind the net, and the Gulls will whistle this one down the ice. On goal, forcing Rodrigue to make a stop with the shoulder. And Cam Dineen will look to bring this one ahead. Snaps it out left wing side. Kajula moves in here, rings one off the post. He hit the crossbar and stays in the zone. Dineen, right side, Griffith. One touch to Dineen, the power play quarterback. And then send it across the zone, looking for Savoy. He'll take it off the wall. Dineen quickly along right side. Griffith backs up, shoots the puck. Block, settles in the slot. Griffith will slow it down. 40 seconds off the power play clock. Griffith blanketing him, is Carpenter. You get it to Dineen. Savoy, Kajula, one touch right onto the tape of Griffith. Now it's Dineen again, fires the puck through traffic, pops up into the air and shred aside by Buteyets, because that one would have trickled into the net. Great stop from Vyacheslav Buteyets. They hold at the point still. Now it's Griffith right side. Thought about it, doesn't shoot, goes to Dineen. Center point, Griffith again, right dot, waits. Fires this one off his stick, and it bounces in. Griffith let it loose. It certainly hit something in front, trickles into the net. And the Condors, with a pair of power play goals in the third period, have reclaimed the lead 4-3.
Special teams in tonight's game shouldn't be the factor. This Bakersfield team, 27th in the league, 13% on the power play. But my problem with it is the Gulls penalty kill. Gulls penalty kill sitting back in a box. They get tighter, they get tighter, they get tighter. Bakersfield just comes into the shooting zones even closer. You want to get out, you want to be aggressive. You don't want this Bakersfield team holding the puck. You want to push them around the ice. I think the Gulls played the wrong way, killing penalties against this Bakersfield team.
Gulls PK, it's been pretty good here the last stretch, last 12 games, working at 84.6%, but just 2 for 5 here tonight, and there's your story. 2 power play goals in the third period. The Gulls find themselves chasing once more. 17-17 to play. The clock now the enemy. As the Gulls grab the puck from their blue line, it's Hines, left side, looking for Mishak, redirected it, but it comes to Kemp, and the Condors settle this one down. The center ice pass to Job, trying to work it on in. Mishak sidesteps a check, little room down to the right wing corner. On his back is Stefan, forced to the boards. Kenneth Leeper ties this up, as the Gulls looking to fish it out. Instead, it's grabbed by the Condors, and they'll work at the center. Softly push it right side, around Grube into the zone. McEwen settles it down in front of his netminder. Now Roman Canal, left circle. He'll spin. As the Gulls are finishing a change ahead of him, and now they'll look for a passing option Couldn't be taken by Lapina. That pass was intercepted. The Gulls once more from their circles. Josh Lapina to center. Gives it the blue line. Taken away by the Condors. Back to the Gulls zone we go. It'll be punched by Perreault to the far side corner. Looking to go out in front for Perreault. And stepping in front of him, denying the pass is Roland McEwen. Now the Gulls working down the left wing side. An icing call will be whistled as Judd Caulfield redirecting that one. Couldn't get to the red line in time. And we'll go head back to San Diego Ice with 6:06 to play.
And the Gulls have a couple players on the ice just gasping for breath right now. So they've got a problem. They've got to take this face-off, get that puck out, make a line change right now. They've got a couple fresh guys that are forwards, but their defensemen are just gasping for air.
Draw to the left of Bouteillets. Lapina steps in, one of the Gulls' better face-off men. Leaves this one in the dot. Little help from the Gulls' Roland McEwen, who jumps in. He'll force it up the boards. And Cedoroff working along with Roland McEwen. Leaves it to the right as he enters the zone. Lapina sends it to the net. And that was cut off by Deneen. Canal holds in. Cedoroff working his magic down the left wing side, but he's cut off by Kemp. Gets right back up. Can shrug it along the boards. Or it's intercepted by Griffith, and he skies it back to San Diego Ice. No icing. Perreault provides chase. It'll take Carpenter and Canal leaning in on him to take the puck away as Carpenter moves it ahead to center ice for Regenda, right wing side. He's got a man with him in Mijatovic. Gulls head back behind the net. Regenda to the far side wall looking for Nico Mijatovic. Peterson steps in front of him. The puck is chopped off the stick of Regenda, and look out left wing side. Here's a chance as Savoy puts it in front for Peterson, and he'll send it home. Poked down the left wall. Savoy sets up Peterson for the insurance marker, and it's 5-3 Bakersfield.
Well, that's the one that really hurts the Gulls. The Gulls got the five-man push going, and they've got a defenseman pushing up on the play. But on the back check, the Gulls really don't have anybody coming back. Bakersfield's got 3 players to the Gulls, 1 on the play. That's when you're overloading on the offense and you just got nobody back on defense. I feel for the young netminder.
The hole back to 2 as the Condors make their way back into this one. Third period, an icing call against Bakersfield, and will come down to Condors ice. The Gulls needing 2 to tie.
Well, the Gulls had that push going again here. Pavel Regenda getting that puck in deep, and you get a defenseman pinching on the play. But when the puck comes over the blue line, you need either a winger or a centerman backing up the defenseman that's pinching. You got a defenseman and 3 forwards below the goal line, you're in trouble.
Lane Peterson with his 3rd goal and 9th point against the San Diego Gulls in the last 6 times he's played against them. It goes back to last season, so he's enjoyed playing against San Diego. Gulls back to their own end. They'll send it out left wing side. Mishak stash it towards the goaltender, pushed aside by Rodrigue. Played up the left wall. Hines holds in, sends it just wide, trying to put it on net. Then it'll come to Cameron Wright. He can push it ahead for Grew, trying to step around Mishak, who's got him wrapped up towards the corner. 4.5 to play. Gulls trying to clear their zone. Hines now takes a peek. He's got Rodwin Dionisio left side. Looks and launches this one down the ice, intended for Colangelo, and an icing call whistled against the Gulls.
Not much reasoning in that play there from your own zone, just firing a puck down the ice. I'm not sure what the feeling on that play is. The Gulls have had trouble tonight head manning the puck out of their own zone. I feel at times the forwards are too far up the ice, that there isn't any gap. But if you get a defenseman that's going to fire the puck 3 feet high all the way down the ice, there's just no breakout with that play.
Guess who picked up an assist on that last goal? Former San Diego Gull, Jacob Perreault. And there's Perreault with the biscuit now at center ice. Drop it in right wing side. Phil takes a Condors bounce and settles off the side of the cage. Gulls will try the right side. They can't get it out. Kept in. One-time shot. Griffith wide. It was well up high the zone. Comes out to another hold-in play. They shoot it off their own man in Phil, who got credit for the power play goal to put him ahead 4-3. Now some insurance. The Gulls sent it the other way. Roman Canal, he's going to hold in. Sends it towards the net. Sailing wide, Rodrigue will glove it down, and we'll step aside for a break. Condors take the lead 5-3. 3:44 to go. You're listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network. The holidays might be over, but the spirit is still alive at the Gulls. There's plenty of time to get the best merch in the league. Level up your game day fit with the latest styles of t-shirts, crews, hats, and more. Shop the entire collection at sandiegogulls.com/shop.
Well, 3:44 to go in this third period. The Gulls are down by 2. Shots on goals in the second period are more than the Gulls have had in the first and the third combined. They still got enough time left in this game to get the 2 goals.
Shots in the third alone, 8-2 in favor of the Condors. Kajula controls after the faceoff, and he'll ladle it down the ice through the empty net that's been vacated. No icing on the play as it takes a roll for the Condors. Forced Colangelo to scoop it up. 6-on-5 play. Pastachov, left wing side. He'll drop it into the zone. We've seen San Diego do this before. The urgency stepped up with the goaltender out. Pastachov keeps in. Sidorov lays it down low. Backhanded by Kenneth Liepert. Can't get it out of the zone. A pinching Roland McEwen sends it to the corner. Pastachov near side. Again will hold in. Grazes his body. Sidorov sends it towards the front. Taken away. Getting it right back is Sidorov on a steal. 3 minutes even to play. 5-3. Bakersfield leads. The Gulls turn to side on the far side. Kajula. He'll just sky this one back the other way. Will it roll just wide? As he couldn't curl that one in for the empty net goal. And remember, Bakersfield has already used their timeout, so you can't rest this group that's been out there, and I'm seeing a handful of bodies doubled over.
So what the Gulls want to do right now is they want to get to the face-off as soon as they can. They don't want to sit around giving Bakersfield time to rest.
Draw will be to the left of Olivier Rodrigue. He came in to replace Colin Delia after the Gulls went up 3-2, and he has pitched nearly half of a game of a shutout. As the Gulls direct traffic, Josh Lapina steps into this one. He'll take the face-off to the left of Rodrigue. Gulls win this one to Nestorenko. They'll set up shop in the offensive zone. 6-on-5 continues. As Nestorenko pinned along the boards, taken away. And this will roll down the ice. Hines gets the arms going, but it's not going to work out as he sees the icing call washed out. He'll scoop it up, move it to Nestorenko. He'll speed through center ice. Nestorenko dishes right side into the zone for Lucas. Run to the boards by Berglund. Nice move, Lucas. Whips in front, sends it there, into the slot. The Gulls will reset instead. Couldn't get the shot away. Hines to Gaucher, left circle, 2:20 to play. Need 2 to tie. Sent across the zone, right side taken off the wall by Lucas. Nestorenko on the half wall, down low now. Mishak trying to return this one to Nestorenko. They'll pitch it out to the right point, kept in by Lucas. Drifts it, bringing towards Mio along the blue line. And get it right back from Nestorenko, now at the left point. 40 and white, sends it to the goal. Off a leg wide, Lapina looking for the redirect. The Gulls can't get it on net. Nestorenko trying to stash it to the point once more. The Gulls on after it. Mishak has it tied up, sends it wide until it's grabbed along the boards by Stefan, who clears. Down to 1:42. Lapina can't get it into the zone. And he picked up and lifted to Gulls ice. And 2 men back in the defensive zone, so no icing on this play, even though the dump in was on the other side of the red line. And now it's touched up.
Too many men in the Gulls. 7 guys on the
1, 2, 3,
ice.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, well, that's true. That'll pretty much do it with 1 minute and 27 seconds left. The Gulls with 7 bodies on the ice. The legal amount was 6 with the goaltender pulled, and down by 2 goals. Time will just about run out. Well, you can flip the script, but you still got to read it. As the Gulls went down 2-0. A 3-goal second period for the San Diego Gulls to take a 1-goal lead heading into the third. And the Condors coming right back. A pair of power play goals ties the game, takes the lead. Insurance tally for Lane Peterson. And that's our story with the Gulls down 5-3.
Well, with the young netminder pulled from the net there, it's tough when you got 6 players on the ice. But as a team, when you put 7 players on the ice, that's a mix-up. And that's not a coaching staff problem. That's communication problem on the bench with the players.
Right now, 5-on-4, another power play chance. Got to get it out to neutral ice with possession and then try to get the goaltender off to play 5-on-5 with an empty net, but it's Peterson with it out neutral ice. Stripped to the puck by Gaucher. He'll feed it into the zone down the left wing side. Boutillet is going to stay in the net as controlling is Deneen to the right of his goaltender. I think you can just kill the clock pretty much. And that's what Deneen's going to do. He's just going to hold back in the circles. No reason not to. Took it out to neutral ice, drop it backwards. And here goes Griffin. Steers it across the Gulls stripe. Forced ahead by Caulfield. They got maybe a rush here right wing side with 42 seconds left. But getting back is Savoy to pick the pocket. And he'll send this out ahead. The Condors working the zone. Griffin. Cross ice feed. Poked by Hines. And he'll skate with this one out to neutral ice with half a minute to play. Hines on the half wall. Digs away. 5-on-4. Gulls are shorthanded because of the too many men on the ice call with the goaltender pulled. And dumped into Gulls ice. There's Wright. He's tripped up. Plays it towards the point. Gulls will poke it away as Hines can clear to center ice. And the final 12 seconds are going to roll off the clock. And he'll head back all the way to their own corners as the Bakersfield Condors, who gave up a 2-0 lead. San Diego chasing Colin Delia in the second with a 3-goal second. And Olivier Rodrigue comes in the rest of the way and pitches a shutout as the Gulls fall tonight 5-3 to the Bakersfield Condors. And that's going to be one that stings, BJ. The one that got away from you, as you certainly had the lead. And let's see, they only finished with 2 shots on goal in this third period.
I'll tell you what, after that first period, watching the coaching staff go off the ice, I had it in my mind that they were going to go in there and they were going to rip the players a new one. And it felt to me like that's the way it happened, because come out for that second period, I thought the Gulls looked real good, and I thought the Gulls were back on pace. But if you just lie on what happens for you in one period and you don't talk about it again in the next period, I guess you don't get threatened again, because that's how it comes. You get in the locker room, you're not doing the job. You got coaching staffs that this is their job on the line, and they put it to you. In this third period for the Gulls, this wasn't a home period. This was a catastrophe. This was a horrible third period.
We'll step aside for a break. Post-game show comes up next. You've been listening to the San Diego Gulls Audio Network.